These are the top 5 free agents of the Major League Baseball offseason. I'm going to predict where they're going to sign, for how much they're going to sign, and how many years. We'll have that and much more on this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Welcome in, everybody, to 3 Up, 3 Down. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, and today we're going to be breaking down the top 5 free agents of the Major League Baseball offseason, and it's a pretty lengthy and good list, to be quite frank with you guys. It's very top-heavy. There are a lot of great options out there to bolster Major League Baseball rosters heading into spring training, and I think these guys would be perfect fits for these teams that I'm going to break down. So let's get straight into it. Let's not waste any time. The big dog, the number one guy on the free agent market this year, is Juan Soto, and his stats speak for themselves. What an amazing first season he had with the New York Yankees. However, he is not going to stay with the Yankees. He's going to stay in New York, but not with the Yankees. He is going to go to the New York Mets for 13 years, $660 million. That is my prediction for Juan Soto. Just dropped a bomb on you guys, but I really think that's where he's going to be. And a 178 OPS plus, 7.9 wins above replacement. He had an amazing first season in the Bronx. He's one of the best hitters in baseball, the most patient hitter in baseball by a mile, and his career numbers have been consistent across the board. He is the modern-day Ted Williams, and he is going to shine in his new home in Queens. I cannot wait to see him in Mets colors, sorry. And Steve Cohen recently came out and said that he will not be outbid for the services of the 26-year-old superstar outfielder. So my prediction, Juan Soto, 13 years, $660 million to the New York Mets. Let me know in the comments down below where you think he's going to land. Let's move on to our next free agent in just a little bit here. Let me just show you Soto's stats there for just a little bit longer. And our next free agent, the number 2 guy on my board, is none other than Corbin Burnes, the star pitcher of the Baltimore Orioles, who was acquired as a rental piece, who made 32 starts for the team, 194 and 1/3 innings pitched, 181 strikeouts. So the strikeouts were down this year for Burnes, but still a very solid season across the board for him. Some of the advanced metrics were not where they used to be with Corbin. However, still a very good season, and I predict he's going to sign an 8-year deal and go to the San Francisco Giants. Might be a bit of a hot take there. I haven't really seen much Corbin Burnes to San Francisco hype, but they are always a team that spends money, and I feel like they spend money on guys that other teams might be hesitant to go the full length on. So Corbin Burnes, 8 years, I'm going to say $240 million to the San Francisco Giants. Let me know if that's a little bit steep in the comment section down below, but I think that's fair, especially for the amount of production that he has offered over the course of his Major League Baseball career. So Corbin Burnes, 8 years, $240 million to the San Francisco Giants, and he is going to absolutely mow down the competition in San Francisco in that pitcher-friendly ballpark. I think it's a match made in heaven, and I think the Giants want to make a big splash this offseason. They will make a big splash, and Corbin Burnes is going to be that guy. Moving on to number 3 on my list, and this might be a hot take just to have him this high on your list, on your free agency board, Willy Adames. But I look at the power combination, and I look at the speed, the power, the speed, and the defense combination that he offers. It is second to none on this current market. And I left Alex Bregman out of my top 5 because I think Willy Adames is the number 1 target, whether you want to put him at third base or at shortstop. He is the best infield target on this list, and I think just in free agency overall. The hitting numbers could be inconsistent, but 112 RBIs, 32 home runs, those are great counting stats right there. And on a team, the Milwaukee Brewers, that were not expected to do much because they dealt away Corbin Burnes, he was fantastic, and I think Willy Adames is going to make his next team very happy. 21 stolen bases, 32 home runs, 112 RBIs. Those are really solid numbers across the board. He's 18% better than league average in terms of OPS, And this guy, he's a great player. There's no other way to put it. My prediction for Willy Adames, I think he is going to go to the Los Angeles Dodgers, unfortunately. I really do. And it's going to be a 9-year deal worth $210 million. I think that's where we're at right now with Willy Adames. The Dodgers have a hole at shortstop. Tommy Edman filled in great over there, but I think he's going to be the everyday center fielder for LA going into next season. So I think Willy Adames signs with the Dodgers, 9 years, $210 million, and he is their everyday shortstop for the rest of his career. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think I rated Willy Adames a little bit too highly on my list? Or do you see him going to the Dodgers and making that sort of impact in a lineup that is already loaded with a ton of talent? They also announced that Mookie Betts is going to be their everyday second baseman next year. So that signifies that there is an opening in the infield, and Miguel Rojas going to be back. Kike Hernandez probably going to get him back as well as the utility guy. But I think Willy Adames is definitely going to be their number one target of this offseason. Let's take a look here at my next target, which is Max Fried. And Max Fried, I think, is the second best starting pitcher on the market. Very consistent, 174 in the thirds innings pitched last year. He's been really putting up a lot of innings in his entire career. So he's someone that you could rely on. The consistency is there. He's a lefty that has great stuff. And my prediction for Max Fried, this is going to be a hot take as well. I think he's going to go to the Toronto Blue Jays. I think he is going to sign with the Toronto Blue Jays for 6 years, $200 million, and it's going to be the largest contract that they have ever given out before they extend Vladimir Guerrero Jr., of course. So Max Fried, 6 years, $200 million to the Toronto Blue Jays. One of the most consistent starting pitchers in Major League Baseball. He's a workhorse. He's going to be their frontline starter if he does come over. So Max Fried, 6 years, $200 million to the Toronto Blue Jays. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of that. And my fifth and final free agent that I'm going to be breaking down is Pete Alonso. Polar Bear Pete, who had a down year by his standards. 788 OPS, definitely not where he wants to be, but 34 home runs speak for themselves. And this guy can absolutely mash in the middle of an order. And I also think he's going to go to the San Francisco Giants. They need some help. They need some help offensively, and Pete Alonso, I think they're going to overspend for him. I think they're going to give him a 8-year deal, $250 million. 8 years, $250 million for Pete Alonso. I think he's going to ride off into the sunset with the San Francisco Giants, and maybe the power numbers won't be as gaudy once he does go to San Francisco, more of a pitcher-friendly ballpark like I mentioned, but I think Pete Alonso to the San Francisco Giants is where he's ultimately going to end up. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of that and all of the moves that I have proposed in this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down, but that'll wrap it up, and I will see you all tomorrow.